Ah, the classic whining of the nice guy who can't figure out why he always loses to the bad boy. Brace yourself, because this is going to hit you like a slap in the face. You might turn your nose up at the bad boy, but you know what's worse? He keeps winning. And you're sitting in the stands, watching, with a blank look on your face. He disappears, she misses him. He ignores her, she tries harder. He throws out a random, "Hey, stranger!" and boom, she's hooked without a second thought. Meanwhile, you, the knight in shining armor, send her a good morning text, ask about her day, compliment her, show concern. And what do you get? "You're amazing, but I don't know, something's missing." "I only see you as a friend." "Something's missing? What's missing? A halo? A certificate of niceness?" And before you start blaming it on luck, let me rub the truth in your face. It's not luck, it's strategy. It's a psychological game that the bad boy understands, and you, my friend, are playing by the wrong rules. Since you were a kid, you've been taught to be the nice guy, the one who respects, who tries hard, who's always there, ready to help. But they forgot to tell you one little thing. It's not about what you do for her, it's about how she feels about you. And who gets that? The bad boy. Now pay attention, because this truth is going to sting more than alcohol on an open wound. But first, let's cover the basics. This video only reached you because someone before you did the bare minimum, liked, subscribed, and kept this machine running. So instead of just absorbing free content, do your part. Hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a grateful in the comments. Not for me, but for the algorithm. Because it's the one that decides whether more people will get the slap in the face you're about to receive. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Number 1. The dirty game. How the bad boy manipulates women. Ah, the sweet illusion that being a nice guy is enough to win someone over. If you still believe that women choose based on who treats them better, congratulations, you're playing a game you don't even understand. The bad boy. He doesn't come with flowers and love declarations. He comes with an emotional void that makes women desperate to fill it. And here's the kicker that the nice guy never gets. Humans value what they feel they could lose. Now think about it. Who seems more valuable? The guy who's always there, always willing, always predictable, practically a free personal assistant? Or the guy who's a walking mystery, who disappears and reappears when he feels like it, who never fully commits and leaves her wondering, does he even like me? Exactly. The bad boy has figured out an inconvenient truth about the female mind. Emotion tramples logic without mercy. He's not worried about being the right guy, because he's already realized that, for many women, the right guy isn't the nicest one. It's the one who makes their heart race and their brain fry. And how does he do that? Easy. He creates emotional scarcity. He gives attention and then vanishes. He's there, and then, poof, gone. He leaves her wondering, did I do something wrong? Did he lose interest? He's unpredictable. Sometimes he responds, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's sweet. Sometimes he's an iceberg. And you know what that does? It creates a vicious cycle in her mind, making her want more, because the brain loves a challenge. He knows women don't fall for certainty, they fall for mystery. The unknown is attractive, predictability is boring. End of story. Now the question that keeps you up at night. If this game works so well, is it just manipulation? Or is there something deeper behind it? Hold on tight, because now we're diving into the darkest side of this game. What happens inside the female mind that makes all of this work so well? Number 2, the dark secret. Why the female brain falls for this. If it were just a cheap manipulation trick, any Joe Schmo could copy it and start hypnotizing women like a fifth-rate magician. But guess what? It's not that simple. What makes this strategy work isn't just the bad boy's behavior. It's how the female brain responds to it. And here's the masterstroke. Female desire doesn't follow logic, it follows chemistry. When a guy disappears, ignores her, or becomes a walking enigma, the woman feels anxiety and uncertainty. And you know what that generates in her brain? Dopamine. Listen up. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of pleasure and addiction. It's what makes people spend hours scrolling through Instagram, gambling money on games, binge-watching shows, and, of course, stuck in toxic relationships. Now think about it. Which type of relationship generates more emotional highs and lows? The predictable relationship, where the guy is always available and ready to please? Or the chaotic relationship, where he disappears, reappears, changes his attitude, and never gives total security? Exactly. The female brain can't distinguish love from emotional addiction. If a guy makes her miss him, if he disappears and then comes back full of charm, if he makes her feel like she needs to win him over, he's activating the same neurological response as an addictive game. Now, here's the bitter cherry on top. The harder it is to earn a man's approval, the more valuable it becomes. Ever noticed how people value things that are hard to get? Well, the same goes for relationships. If a guy hands everything over on a silver platter, if he's predictable, if he doesn't present challenges, her brain simply doesn't release the same chemistry of desire. And what happens? She starts seeing him as a friend, or worse, as an emotional spare tire for when the bad boy is too busy. Now maybe you're wondering, so are you saying women never choose nice guys? Not exactly. But if you're just the nice guy without understanding this psychological game, you'll always lose to someone who plays it better. Now that you understand how the machine works, let's talk about the fatal mistakes that make men self-destruct in the game of attraction. And my friend, this is where most guys lose before they even start. Number 3, how average men self-destruct. If you've already realized that the problem isn't that women love bad boys, but that they react emotionally to their psychological game, then you already know the next inevitable question. Where do average men go wrong? And the answer, my friend, is painfully simple. They self-destruct before they even have a real chance. Here are the 3 fatal mistakes that turn a man into nothing more than an extra in a woman's life. 1. He's predictable and always available. If you reply to her messages within seconds, congratulations. You've just entered the just another guy in the crowd category. The bad boy? He does it differently. Sometimes he replies, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he disappears. Sometimes he comes back like nothing happened. He creates uncertainty, and uncertainty keeps her interest alive. Women don't want a man who begs for attention. They want a man who already has an amazing life without needing them. 2. He offers affection before sparking desire. Classic mistake of the nice guy. He thinks he needs to be loved first, instead of being desired first. If you treat a woman as a priority before she sees you as attractive, you know what happens? She puts you on the shelf of nice guys who don't excite her. And once you're there, my friend, forget it. The bad boy, he never tries to prove he deserves love. He makes her feel like she needs to win him over. The difference? One becomes the prize, the other becomes the doormat. 3. He focuses more on her than on himself. This is the mistake that destroys 90% of men. They meet a woman, get infatuated, and suddenly, everything revolves around her. They forget their own goals. They abandon their friends. They put their own dreams on the back burner. Result? They lose value. Now tell me, who never does this? The bad boy. He doesn't put any woman at the center of his world. He keeps his own life spinning. He has options, a purpose, bigger goals than some fleeting crush. And that's exactly why he always seems more valuable, because he values himself first. Now that you understand how average men self-destruct, the question is, how do you turn this game around? Pay attention, because now I'm going to show you how to be the prize, not the doormat. If you're tired of being walked over, of getting crumbs of attention, and of being discarded like nothing, wake up. It's time to stop accepting disrespect and take control of the situation. Go to the description and grab the digital book I left for you. After reading it, you'll understand how to be a real challenge, never lower your head again, and if necessary, put any woman in her place without mercy. Enough of being the disposable guy. From now on, they either play at your level or they're out of the game. Number 4. The solution. How to become the prize. Now that you've taken a few hard slaps of reality and understand why the bad boy always wins, it's time to answer the only question that really matters. How do you turn this game around? And the answer isn't about magic, tricks, or canned lines. The only way to stop being an extra in women's lives is to become the prize. In other words, stop chasing and start being the guy women want to chase. Want to learn how? Here are the 3 pillars to make it happen. 1. Become a challenge. Women don't value what comes easy. Humans in general don't value what comes easy. So, if you're the guy who replies to messages within seconds, who's always available, who smiles and says yes to everything, congratulations, you've just become a luxury doormat. The secret to flipping this dynamic? Create emotional challenges. Stop giving your attention away like fast food freebies. Reply to messages on your time, not hers. Don't always be available like an emergency service. Show that your life is already interesting without her. This isn't playing games. This is the mindset of a high-value man. Why? Because men who are truly interesting don't have time to spend 24/7 flattering women. They're busy growing, evolving, and conquering their own goals. And guess what? That's exactly what makes a woman interested. When a man isn't there begging for attention, she realizes he's different, that he has something more, that he's a challenge to be conquered. And that triggers her competitive instinct, because deep down, a woman doesn't want a man that anyone can have. She wants a man that few can hold on to. 2. Create strategic scarcity. The bad boy isn't irresistible because he's a jerk. He's irresistible because he knows how to create a sense of exclusivity. In other words, he makes women feel like his attention needs to be earned. Here's what that means in practice. Instead of killing yourself to impress her, let her try to impress you. Instead of showering her with compliments all the times, let her wonder if you're really interested. Instead of handing everything over on a platter, make her earn pieces of you bit by bit. This activates her instinct to value you. Because the human brain works like this. The harder it is to get something, the more special it seems. And if you become rare, you automatically become valuable. Now answer me, what's more valuable? A diamond found on the street? Or a diamond locked in a vault, hard to get? Exactly. If you're always there, available, predictable, trying to score points with her, she'll see you as a freebie. But if you make her feel like she needs to win you over, you become the prize. 3. Build a lifestyle that makes you magnetic. Here's the real difference between an average man and a desirable man. The average man wants a woman to fill the void in his life. The desirable man already has a life so amazing that women want to be part of it. And that's the big takeaway. Listen up. Women are naturally attracted to men who live in growth. Men who don't stagnate, who have goals, who have something bigger to conquer. If you want to become the prize for real, then you need to focus on 3 things. Build ambition and purpose. Have a goal in life. If you don't know what you want to achieve, you've already started off wrong. Have options. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. First, because it makes you emotionally weak. Second, because women can tell when a man has options, and that makes him seem more valuable. Be a guy who's always evolving. If you've stagnated, complaining that women don't notice you, guess what? The problem isn't them. The problem is you. The more confidence, ambition, and growth you show, the more attractive and magnetic you become. This makes women see you as valuable before you even open your mouth. The game is simple. Those who know how to play, win. Now that you know exactly how to turn the game around, only one question remains. Are you going to keep being a predictable, boring guy, or are you going to become a man that women truly desire? Because at the end of the day, the game only favors those who know how to play. The choice is yours. Number 5. The difference between average men and irresistible men. Now that you've learned how to stop being a doormat, how to become the prize, and how to play the attraction game the right way, there's one last detail. And this detail is the dividing line between an average man and a truly irresistible man. Listen up. It all comes down to mindset. More specifically, A scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset. The mindset that makes you a loser. Most men play the attraction game in fear and desperation mode. They're afraid of everything. Afraid of losing the woman. Afraid of displeasing her. Afraid of saying the wrong thing and ruining everything. Afraid she'll leave. And you know what this fear does? It turns the guy into an emotional doormat. He accepts disrespect. He swallows lame excuses. He tolerates crumbs of attention. He bows his head to everything just to not lose his chance. And in the end, he loses anyway, because women aren't attracted to men who act like emotional slaves. Now, on the other side of the coin, irresistible men play a completely different game. The mindset of irresistible men. What makes a man irresistible? He doesn't panic over a woman because he knows he always has options. He doesn't beg for attention because he knows his worth. He doesn't accept less than he deserves because he has high standards for himself. He doesn't play out of fear. He doesn't put any woman on a pedestal. He knows that if one woman leaves, he'll find another, or better yet, another will find him. And what happens when a man has this mindset? Women notice. They can sense when a guy values himself. And then, my friend, they're naturally drawn to him. Because at the end of the day, the most important rule of the game is brutally simple. The man who isn't afraid to lose is the man who never loses. The final decision, either you change or you keep losing. Now tell me, are you going to keep playing out of fear? Are you going to keep accepting crumbs of attention, chasing women who don't value you, and complaining that you always lose to the bad boy? Or are you going to change your mindset now and start acting like a man who has options? Because here's the truth. It doesn't matter how nice, hardworking, or dedicated you are. If you don't understand how attraction really works, you'll keep being the side character in the story while she chases the guy who knows how to play. The choice is yours. Now I want to know, have you ever lost a woman to a bad boy? If so, share your story in the comments. I want to hear from those who felt this pain firsthand. And if you want to learn even more about how to become a man that women really desire, subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell. Here, the truth hurts, but it sets you free.